Imagine you're on a mission to do something impossible. You're a kid from Oxford, Mississippi, where football is as natural as breathing, but getting noticed? Now that's the real miracle. And imagine your competition is bigger, faster, and stronger than you, until you hit a growth spurt, and suddenly, you're not like everyone else. You're becoming something different, something scary. Meet DK Metcalf, a man built like a tank with speed to burn, a force unlike anything the NFL has seen. But don't think his journey was easy. It's the twists and turns in his story, the heartbreaking setbacks, and his gritty determination to return that make DK Metcalf a true hero. This is the journey of DK Metcalf, the NFL's unstoppable force. From small-town Mississippi to the big leagues, let's uncover the story of how he got here, why he's considered one of the most physically freakish athletes in the world, and what's next for him. Our story begins in Oxford, Mississippi. Growing up, DK's life was all about family and faith, and of course, football. But there was something different about this kid from the start. Maybe it was the fact that he was the son of former NFL offensive lineman Terrence Metcalf, or maybe it was that from the day he could walk, it was clear he had wheels. But let's be real, DK didn't pop out of the womb looking like a superhero. He was just a regular kid with a big dream, until that all started to change. By high school, DK had transformed. Suddenly, he was towering over his classmates, dominating on the field with a rare combination of speed and power. He went from being just Terrence Metcalf's kid to being the kid everyone feared on game day. With high school football came an unexpected twist. The offers began pouring in. Ole Miss, his father's alma mater, was calling. This was his call to adventure, his chance to step out of his father's shadow. DK committed to Ole Miss, ready to make a name for himself. But as soon as he started, everything began to crumble. Barely a few games into his college career, DK hit a massive wall. But just when things looked up, fate threw another curveball his way. A neck injury during his sophomore year, a terrifying moment that nearly cost him his entire career. Can you imagine the fear, the uncertainty? This was his darkest hour. It's in these moments that heroes are made or broken. And DK, he wasn't about to quit. He went through months of grueling rehab again, pushing his body to limits most of us can't even imagine. It was a battle for his future. Would he ever play again? Was all this sacrifice even worth it? During his recovery, DK sought inspiration from his dad, from other injured athletes, and from his inner circle who believed in him. He started learning that football was not just about physical strength. It was about mental fortitude. They say adversity builds character. Well, DK's character was forged in fire. And so, despite the risks, despite the fear, DK declared for the NFL draft. It was a massive gamble. His college stats were impressive, but would teams take a chance on a guy with his injury history? The 2019 NFL Combine was DK's moment of truth, a place where potential NFL stars rise or crumble. But DK didn't just rise, he exploded. When he walked into that room, NFL scouts didn't know what hit them. Standing 6'4", weighing 228 pounds, with a body fat percentage so low it was practically non-existent, DK looked more like a Marvel superhero than a college athlete. Then came the 40-yard dash. 4.33 seconds for a guy his size? Unbelievable. NFL coaches and scouts were floored. It was like watching a freak of nature. Overnight, he went from being a risky pick to being the next big thing. I mean, can you imagine being the poor defensive back who has to line up against a guy who's faster, stronger, and built like he's ready to stop a freight train? Good luck with that. Draft night. The stage was set and the world was watching. But DK's big moment wasn't coming. Pick after pick went by, and with each passing name that wasn't his, the tension was mounting. Why wasn't anyone picking him? Round 1, gone. Round 2, halfway through, and still no team had called his name. Finally, with the 64th overall pick, the Seattle Seahawks took a chance on DK. It was both a relief and a frustration. He was grateful, but determined to prove that every other team had made a huge mistake. His first NFL season, DK was on a mission. He trained harder than ever, learning from veterans, pushing his limits, and honing his craft. He wasn't just there to make up numbers, he was there to dominate, and dominate he did. In his rookie season, DK delivered in a big way, catching 58 passes for 900 yards and 7 touchdowns. The Seahawks had found their gem, a wide receiver with the size and speed to bully defenders. But still, the world hadn't seen the full DK Metcalf yet. Then came the ultimate test, the playoffs against the Philadelphia Eagles. DK wasn't just good, he was unstoppable. He went for 160 receiving yards and a touchdown, setting a record for the most receiving yards by a rookie in a playoff game. He'd arrived. But DK wasn't satisfied. Every success fueled his hunger for more. He wanted to be the best. And let's be honest, a guy like DK, he doesn't exactly blend in. You don't see 230-pound men outrunning cornerbacks every day. Each season, DK has leveled up, proving that he's not just a physical phenomenon. He's a skilled receiver, a strategic player, and a leader. In 2020, he set a Seahawks record with 1,303 receiving yards. The league knew he was the real deal. By now, DK was more than just a football player. He was an icon. Kids across the country wore his jersey. Defenders dreaded seeing him on the schedule. And NFL fans tuned in just to see what crazy thing he'd do next. As DK Metcalf steps onto the field in 2024, the the atmosphere around him has shifted. Gone are the days when he was just a rookie trying to prove his worth. Now he's a seasoned veteran, and his name echoes in the minds of defenders every Sunday. But with greatness comes an unrelenting expectation, and Metcalf knows that he can't rest on his past achievements. Despite his incredible physical gifts, his road back to the top of his game isn't just about pure talent. It's about overcoming the same adversity that shaped him in his early years. Injuries, tough losses, and the constant pressure to be the best. Metcalf has faced it all. And in 2024, he's not just playing for another contract or recognition. He's playing to secure his legacy. You can see it in his eyes as he lines up at the line of scrimmage. This isn't just about winning games. This is about cementing himself as one of the greatest receivers of all time. But it's not all smooth sailing. With each new season, the competition only gets fiercer. The NFL is evolving, and new stars are emerging, faster, stronger, and hungrier. But here's where Metcalf stands out. He doesn't back down from competition. He thrives in it. It's a story of constant rebirth for DK. Every year, he challenges himself to improve, to refine his craft, and to become even more dominant. The road back to the top isn't easy, but DK Metcalf embraces the grind. This is where DK Metcalf's journey truly comes full circle. The resurrection isn't a singular moment. It's a season-long transformation. In 2024, Metcalf is on another level. After years of proving himself as a physically gifted wide receiver, he's now recognized for his complete game. No longer is Metcalf just a deep threat. He's become more than just a freak of nature with jaw-dropping speed. His route running has grown sharper, his hands more reliable, and his understanding of the game more sophisticated. The evolution of his game mirrors the evolution of the Seahawks offense. Unpredictable, exciting, and explosive. But there's a twist. Metcalf isn't just looking to outplay the competition. He's playing for something bigger. It's the NFL legacy. It's the Hall of Fame. It's every doubt that was ever cast on him. Every critic that said he was just a physical anomaly is now eating their words. Metcalf is no longer just the guy with the monster physique. He's a football mastermind, as dangerous as any wide receiver in the NFL. The resurrection is about more than just numbers. It's about impact. With each game, Metcalf takes one step closer to becoming a true legend of the game. As Metcalf leads the Seattle Seahawks in the 2024 season, it's clear he's returned from the abyss, stronger, sharper, and more driven than ever. And the elixir he brings back isn't just his own redemption, it's the transformation of his entire team. This is the culmination of everything DK Metcalf has fought for. He's no longer just a player, he's a symbol of resilience. The same guy who struggled with doubters and challenges early in his career now stands as a beacon of hope for younger players entering the league. When Metcalf makes those jaw-dropping plays, be it a leaping one-handed catch or a lightning-fast touchdown dash, he's not just showcasing his physical talents. He's showing the world that hard work, relentless dedication, and a refusal to give up can lead to greatness. And as the Seahawks look ahead, Metcalf is focused not just on his personal success, but on his team's success as well. He's become a leader, guiding Seattle's young talent and setting the tone for the future. This is the return of a man who has mastered his craft, and the elixir he brings isn't just a win on Sunday, it's the legacy he's building. Now that you've seen DK Metcalf's inspiring journey from overcoming adversity to dominating the NFL in 2024, it's time to dive deeper into the world of NFL legends. But there's another story that'll leave you equally amazed. The story of Marshawn Lynch, a true force of nature whose legendary career changed the game forever. Don't miss it. Click on the end screen to discover the electrifying journey of Marshawn Lynch and keep the inspiration flowing.